From Delaware's most award-winning radio news team, this is WDEL Video News. Here's Carl Konevsky.
Among Delaware's top stories for Friday, March 7th, Wilmington police are trying to find out who shot a woman on the street Wednesday night. Police found the woman sitting on the ground in the area of 10th and Church Streets about 11:45. She'd been shot several times, but police say her injuries aren't life-threatening. She's in serious but stable condition at Christiana Hospital. County police want to find the people responsible for shooting out the windows of 60 cars over the past few days. Police received calls from Sycamore Gardens, Newkirk Estates, Windy Hills, Harmony Woods, and Rob Scott Manor, all reporting damage during the early morning hours. One witness to a similar crime in Newark saw a small silver four-door car leaving the area. Police have assigned more officers to patrol those areas. One of the men hoping to be your next governor says preventing crime is the key to eliminating it.
Lieutenant Governor John Carney says as governor, he'll work to stop crime before it happens. Unveiling his plan Thursday at the Rose Hill Community Center, the Democratic hopeful says most crimes in Delaware are committed by people who've done so before, and that's why we need better reentry programs for people coming out of prison.
We must improve the health care, educational opportunities, and job training provided in our correction system. It doesn't make a lot of sense to release inmates from prison without substance abuse treatment. And so many of those who are incarcerated have substance abuse problems.
Carney also wants to create more positive alternatives to crime, like a strong summer jobs program, and create the Family Justice Center, a one-stop shop for victims of domestic violence.
At the center, victims could talk to law enforcement officers, counselors, get requests for protection for abuse orders, readied for filing, access to health care, and to locate temporary housing. It's a good way to deal with people in these circumstances.
Congressman Castle gets an official opponent in his quest for another term in Congress. Details when WDEL News continues in a moment.
As you look for your college experience, make sure you look at Wilmington College, your key to success.
Dive teams found the body of a 27-year-old Millsboro man who disappeared when a canoe capsized Wednesday on Ingram Pond. The man's name has not been released because authorities are trying to contact his family members in Virginia. The body was found Thursday afternoon, one day after the man disappeared. Natural Resources Police say a friend who was in the canoe when it capsized was able to swim to shore. The water temperature at the time of the accident was 50 degrees. Democrat Karen Hartley Nagel is making another run for Congress. She paid her filing fee Thursday at the State Department of Elections. She's seeking the seat held by Republican incumbent Mike Castle. Hartley Nagel lost a Democratic primary for the party's nomination in 2006, then ran in the general election as the candidate for the Independent Party. She's the first Democrat to file for the race this year, but Reverend Christopher Bullock of Wilmington and veterinarian Jerry Northington of Brandywine 100 have indicated they're running too. Wilmington City Council bars future high-rises in a dozen areas of West Wilmington. WDEL's John Lewis has the story.
City Council has updated the Delaware Avenue Bancroft Parkway Development Plan. The new blueprint for a dozen areas of West Wilmington bans high-rise apartments and condos, except for those approved before a moratorium last summer. It also eliminates a light manufacturing designation, calls for apartment houses with fewer units, and promotes one-family row houses and neighborhood shopping areas. Council members say the goal is zoning consistency with current homes and businesses. They also praise the 8-month process, which involved the community, one council member calling the plan a prototype for citywide use. John Lewis, 1150 AM, WDEL.
The stage is set for the state high school basketball championships. WDEL Sports and AccuWeather are coming up.
When it comes to flooring, great style doesn't have to be expensive, especially when you shop at Carpet One Floor & Home. Our 1,000-store buying power gives you the best prices on hardwood, carpet, tile, laminate, and more, including brands you'll find exclusively at Carpet One Floor & Home, like Liz Claiborne Home, Good Housekeeping with Resista, and Lee's, all with guaranteed installation and no payments for 1 year. See how easy it is to find your perfect style. Shop in store, online, or in-home, only at Carpet One Floor & Home.
I'm Peter MacArthur.
I'm Melanie Armstrong, and here are Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour.
The most complete coverage of the news that matters in Delaware. Every weekday morning, 5:30 till 9 on 1150 AM WDEL.
In WDEL sports, Caravel Academy and Newark have won their way to Saturday's high school boys basketball tournament title game. Caravel had 5 players in double figures, led by Eric Buckland's 18 points and shooting past over 76-56 in the semifinal opener at the Bob Carpenter Center. WDEL's Sean Green has details.
Number 14 Dover looking to dance its way to the championship finals against number 2 Caravel. It was a good start for the Senators. Derek Smith with this 3 at the top of the key, but not much would go Dover's way on this night. Eric Buckland would nail a 3 on the right side. He had an 18-point night. Later, Jason Hayward shows range with this 3 ball at the top of the key. Caravel had the lead. Dover's triple team, no, that didn't work. Brandon Cheaton's underneath the basket for the layup. More Bucks. Here's Hayward slicing right through the heart of the lane, and he would get the left-hander to go. Bucks were up 11 at the break. Second half, Eric Gums drives through for the hoop and the harm. He had 15. Gums works inside. Gums works outside. Here on the left side, nailing this 3-ball. Caravel's in the championship game, 76-56.
In Game 2, Newark got 24 points from the bench, 12 each from Ronell Hammond and Moses Demby to outscore Woodbridge 58-44.
Number 9, Newark in a Thursday night semifinal showdown with number 5, Woodbridge. The Bridge hot early. Here's Fashad Whidbey hitting the inbound play 3, and the Raiders had an early lead. Later, Devin Horn, he'd get the ball on the pass and nail this 3 from the right wing. Woodbridge up 6 after 1. The Tide would turn early second, though. Woodbridge trying to get the offensive rebound and swatted away by Ron Giplay, and that would cause the Jackets to run. 5-5 in the program is Moses Demby, but he hits the big layup, tying the game up. He had 12 off the bench. More running. This time, Greg Benjamin with the ball, and he would find Ron Giplay on the baseline for the jam, and that would tie the game up. Game tied 1 second to go before halftime. The Jackets get into Wayne Covington. He beats the buzzer with the basket, and Newark up 2 at the half. More Ron Giplay in the second, this time behind the zone. He gets the reverse stuff. Newark's lead extended, and finally he beats the Raiders in transition. One more jam. Newark's off to the championship game. They beat Woodbridge 58-44.
Caravel will be playing in the title game for the 3rd time in 4 seasons. The Bucks are still looking for their first title, while Newark goes after its 4th. The 2 teams split a pair of regular season games this year. You can hear the action starting with the pregame show tomorrow afternoon at 3:35 on 1150 AM WDEL. Tonight, the girls take to the floor for the 4th straight year. It'll be Ursuline against St. Elizabeth in the girls' state basketball final. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock at the Bob for the game that marks the end of the high school career of the state's best-ever girls basketball player, Elena Deladon. Deladon is the all-time leading scorer in basketball history in Delaware with nearly 2,800 points, and she's been named Player of the Year this year by 2 national organizations. The 2 teams have met 3 times this year. Ursuline won 2 of those games. You can hear tonight's final on WDEL starting at 6:45. Jeff Carter scored his 2nd goal of the game with 1:54 left in the 3rd period to give the Flyers a 3-2 win over the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Flyers snapped a 5-year home losing streak to the Lightning. They had lost the last 8 games in Philly. Your WDEL Delaware AccuWeather forecast. There is a flood watch in effect late tonight through late Saturday night. Today, cloudy, rain arriving late in the day, a high of 46 to 50 degrees. Tonight, periods of rain, low of 43. Tomorrow, rain heavy at times, chance of some flooding, a high of 56. Then on Sunday, partly sunny, a high of 42 degrees. Get news updates throughout the day. Delaware's top stories at the top of the hour on 1150 AM. And get WDEL News text alerts sent to your cell phone. Sign up at WDEL.com. I'm Carl Konefsky in for Chris Carl. Thanks for watching.